Sophia drove home, fatigue clinging to her eyelids like cobwebs. A lone car on the highway, bathed in the orange glow of streetlights. Then, a flash, a glimmer in the rearview mirror. It pulsed, a cold white light, then vanished.
Just fatigue,
she thought, gripping the steering wheel tighter. The next morning, sunlight streamed through her bedroom window. Sophia stretched, yawning, and walked to the mirror. Something was off. Her reflection moved a beat slower, a ghost of her action. She stopped, breath caught in her throat. The reflection continued to raise its hand, a grotesque parody of her own. Sophia stumbled back, fear a cold fist squeezing her insides. This was wrong. This was not right. She inched closer to the mirror, her breath fogging the glass.
Hello?
She whispered, voice trembling. The reflection mimicked her, lips moving silently. Then, a voice, raspy and low, slithered from the mirror.
They are coming.
Sophia recoiled, pressing herself against the wall, eyes wide with terror. The voice continued, echoing in the silence of her room.
They are here.
Sophia's mind reeled. She stared at the reflection, at her own terrified face, mirrored back at her with an eerie stillness.
Who are you?
She stammered. The reflection tilted its head, a mockery of concern.
I am you, or rather what you are to become. They are infiltrating. They look like you, like me, but they are not us. They are here to take over.
Sophia stared, paralyzed with fear. What could she do? Who could she trust? Days blurred into a paranoid haze. Sophia couldn't shake the chilling warning of her reflection. She scrutinized every face on the street, every interaction, searching for any sign of difference. A chill ran down her spine as she caught a woman's eye on the bus. The woman smiled, but her eyes remained cold, empty. Sophia averted her gaze, heart pounding. At the supermarket, the cashier's cheerful greeting sounded hollow, rehearsed. Sophia found herself analyzing every word, every gesture, searching for any hint of insincerity. The weight of suspicion pressed down on her, suffocating. The fear became a constant companion, whispering doubts in her ear.
Was it all in my head? Was I going mad?
She confided in her friend Maya, but the words tumbled out in a jumbled mess.
Maya, I don't know what's happening. Everything feels off.
Maya listened patiently, but Sophia could see the concern, the pity in her eyes.
That night, looking at Maya's reflection in the window, I couldn't help but wonder.
Sleep offered no escape. Nightmares plagued her, filled with faceless figures with empty eyes and chilling smiles.
I woke up in a cold sweat, the reflection in the mirror watching me with an unsettling intensity.
Sophia began to avoid her own gaze, afraid of what she might see. The city, once familiar and comforting, now felt alien and threatening.
Sophia walked its streets like a ghost, haunted by the reflection's warning. She saw them everywhere, the infiltrators, their faces masks of normalcy, their eyes cold and calculating. Or was it just her imagination, playing tricks on her frayed nerves?
One evening, walking home from work, Sophia noticed a group of people huddled in an alleyway. Their voices, low and guttural, sent a shiver down her spine. She caught a glimpse of their faces, pale and gaunt in the dim light, their eyes reflecting an eerie, otherworldly glow. Sophia hurried past, her heart pounding in her chest. The constant fear and suspicion became unbearable. Sophia found herself on the verge of a breakdown. She knew she couldn't live like this. But what choice did she have?
The reflection offered no solutions, only warnings and cryptic pronouncements. She had to make a decision.
That night, standing before her bedroom mirror, Sophia stared at her reflection, her own face a mask of exhaustion and fear. The reflection stared back, its expression unreadable.
What do I do?
Sophia whispered, her voice hoarse. The reflection only smiled, a slow, chilling curve of its lips. Sophia knew what she had to do. She couldn't live in fear any longer. She grabbed a hammer, its weight reassuringly solid in her hand. With a cry of frustration and terror, she smashed the mirror. Shards of glass flew across the room, reflecting distorted fragments of her image.
Sophia stood there for a moment, chest heaving, then began to systematically destroy every reflective surface in her apartment. Exhausted but strangely liberated, Sophia packed a bag. She had to get away, disappear.
As she stepped out of her apartment building, she noticed a puddle on the pavement, reflecting the streetlights in its murky depths. And in that reflection, she saw it. Her own face staring back at her. But this time, there was something different. A smirk played on the reflection's lips, a look of triumph in its eyes.
And then as Sophia watched in horror, the reflection winked.
The puddle rippled, distorting the image, and then it was gone. Sophia stood there, frozen on the spot, a cold dread seeping into her bones. She had been wrong. The reflection wasn't trapped inside the mirrors. It was free,